I hope to see you guys on tour this fall. Classic Climb Tour, Atlanta, August 21st. DC, August 28th. Lots of great speakers, lots of great opportunities to build a brand that you love, like, trust, getting up every day, checking on. See you on tour. So I just had to do this one today. I went and visited some friends and family in the Killeen area, and on my way there I drove some of the side roads around Salado, around Harker Heights, Killeen, Young Sport. There's a couple of little towns in there, Florence, all that stuff that have really unique yards and houses, and you'll see that in the video here. Peter should be putting on the screen. What I want you to understand is the long-term game is always land and real estate. No matter how much people try to play, it's like chasing money and going on vacations. It's really ownership. And what's unique about this area is my friend thought, well, not a lot of black people must be over here. And I said, oh no, on contraire, lots of black people live over here. A lot of the military veterans, they'll pick their retirement house over here. I've dated more than one nice men who've, live in these types of areas near Harker Heights on the later half of their military career. And it's very interesting that the real estate stabilizes their life. It resets them. It resets their goals, right? And a lot of times people are looking for a fight. And I see this every day. I see this. They're looking for meaning and purpose. They're looking for some kind of fight online, on Facebook, in some places. And you go, look, y'all, everything's not a fight. Some things are plain and simple. Step 1, save up your money for a down payment. Keywords, $27 a day. And Peter put this on the screen, $27 a day for a year equals $10,000. Now, many people fight me on this comment and say, well, that's not possible. All that money, someone can't save that in a month. But if you look at a lot of people doing Uber and Lyft and all these little gig economy jobs, they could easily do this. People that work in food service, people that work in pizza delivery. If you work in cash and tips, you can do this. You could literally put this money away in bank certificates and little savings. And like a lot of the bank certificates, example, like Navy Federal, you can have it scheduled for a year to release a year from now or release 6 months from now so that you can show your pre-approval mortgage lender, hey, I've got my deposit or down payment for my house saved up already. It's here in these bank certificates that are going to release on this particular day. And a lot of people fight me on the very basic stuff, which is real estate and housing. And what you have to understand is you're running around renting for almost $2,000 a month, and your mortgage would be half that. Now, there's going to be so many people, Erica, the mortgage this and the mortgage that and the house repairs, and most of you aren't leaving your little town. I know it's popular. It's a cool thing to think you might move to Texas one day or you might move to the South one day, but you have no investments. The most basic investment is the house. The people who are thriving, let's just be really clear. The people who are thriving right now are the people who are able to sell their houses in California, move, take that money and split it into investments and split it into property. The people who are really enjoying this pandemic are people who are in a house. The people whose kids are not freaking out from being smashed up in a tiny apartment are people in a house. And I get it. In our economy, it seems like the cool thing to do. And I see it in the comments. You guys are looking for a fight, but you're looking in the wrong place. Your fight isn't with me. Your fight is with yourself. Your fight is with your spouse. And your fight is with your income. You have to figure out how to start putting money away so that you can purchase assets. A lot of you are like, Erica, go back to doing the videos we love. The basic save 100, save 200, save $300. And here's the truth of it. A lot of you, I will do those videos. I've already pre-recorded some of them. But the fact is, you have to pick the fight with yourself. You have to understand, how do I really get a return on my money? How do I get into real estate like this? How do I get focused into real estate? Well, it starts by at least owning your own property. A lot of times what people don't realize is there's a young lady who is, she has a house in Nashville. And it was a small house, one of those, old 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, like old houses. And she was able to, because of the appreciation in Nashville, to take a refi out, cash out, and add a room onto her house. And so now the house is what? More valuable. And she gets to, it's because she's a foster mom. She gets to foster more children, have more space, and spread out in this pandemic. Again, a lot of people are fighting basic economics. Because if you're the average man or woman, which seems to be our favorite word on the internet, if you're making under 50K a year, you don't need to be looking at cheap apartments. You need to be looking at a cheap house that you can live in. And then when you decide you get married and you have kids, you move to a different house. Rent that house out and keep it moving. There's a lot of people I know right now from when we left college to now who have 3 and 4 rental properties because every 2 years when they did move, they bought another house. They didn't get super settled into the one house they're in. They're like, you know what? Okay, we saved up enough. Boom, boom. We want to move across town. Boom, moved. Right? But they had the stability of what? Marriage. 2 people able to put their income together and save. Put it together and move. Right? So even if you're a single person, the excuse isn't there because guess what? You still going to be single when you 80 if you ain't never getting married, man or woman, if you're making that decision. And you need some stability. And even if you do get married, you can sell that asset and do what? Take the money and move to your new house. Take that money and build your new relationship together. So look, don't overlook the small stuff. But the video, this was kind of just, I just want to talk about this. But as you're seeing in the background, this is Killeen. This is the parts of Killeen they don't talk about. And this is the basics of investing. A reason a lot of people move back to Texas or stay in Texas is they get that first opportunity to buy their own home and build their own wealth. A lot of the houses you see have a lot of cars parked around them, and that's fine. But you have to understand where did that come from. That comes from that stability. And part of this video, you'll see a lot of white farmhouse style houses. The very cool technique out here is with builders and with people who own land. You own 5 acres. You build 5 plots, 1 acre plots, and you put the type of houses you want to build on them with the builder, and then you sell them. Right? So now you own the land, you get in a lien situation with the builder and resell those properties. And so what that person's done in that little cul-de-sac that I'm showing in this video is they making bank. They're making bank. They probably made $250,000 to $350,000 off each one of those houses, especially because the acreage. I'm gonna go 350. 350 times 5 is what? Right? Peter put it on the screen. $350,000 times 5 is what? Right? So just think about that. This person almost made $2 million. Almost made $2 million. Put that on the screen from having these acre plots in a cul-de-sac and built out the same exact house multiple times. The neighbors don't care. Everybody wants the farm style house. They don't care. And this is in Texas. And this is very popular. Now, I don't know if I caught it in the video. If I did, Peter will put it in here. If you look across the way, there is duplexes built right the same exact way. Each on a little they're smaller, half-acre spots. Duplexes, built up from the ground up. Very simple. This is some of the stuff you'll see coming up in this year. People know the deal. I have to have land. I have to build something. So if I wouldn't be surprised if the same builder built the houses and then built the duplexes across the street. Keep the duplexes. Keep that revenue coming in because those people aren't moving anywhere. They move into a brand new duplex. They're going to stay there for at least 2-3 years. Unless they really are so heavy on buying their own home, they're going to stay there for a few years. And with the way the market is, they're going to stay there for maybe 3-4 years. What you have to understand is real estate is a foundation. I keep saying on this channel, all roads lead to real estate because they do. So even if you don't own property that you personally live in, because you don't want the responsibility of grass or whatever the excuse is, property taxes, whatever, you want to be flexible. You need to figure out a way to either with REITs, and that's REITs. Peter put that on the screen. REITs or smaller investment groups or smaller investment loans, whatever you want to do. Fundrise, peer-to-peer lending, patch of land, whatever the case. Figure out how to get your piece of investment via real estate and get you some returns. Because there's a lot of people I know getting 15-20% returns on properties, but you wouldn't like them because they're cheap. They're in Detroit. They're in Indiana. They're in Oklahoma. They're in parts of Texas you don't like. You don't want the responsibility, and that's fine. But don't pick the fight with me on the internet. Pick the fight with yourself. All right, you guys.